this live without any issues going on. Hopefully the fan doesn't bother the video or anybody watching it. Man, this video is not going to turn out the way I expected it. Oh, jeez. Set my camera down the best I can. Hope like hell the camera does not knock over. If it does, I apologize. Right now, I'm just sitting down playing my game. So, yeah, just playing Minecraft. Of course, yes, feel free to call me weird, but I am a bit of a Minecraft geek, so, yeah. Take a drink of water real quick. So adjust that some. Alright, sorry about that. Not the best way to start a live, but I'm just going to go ahead and start talking anyways. People could listen to what I have to say as I speak, so, whatever. But, so yesterday was May 7th, 2024, so, it's May 8th today. I'm sure by now a lot of you guys have heard about the tornadoes that went through Michigan yesterday, and I'm going to be talking about that, and I'm going to be talking about the storms that I recorded yesterday, and I'm going to try and get to a few other things in this live. I'm not going to talk about a crap ton of other things, but a few other things that I feel like I need to talk about. So, yeah, like I said, yesterday, the state I live in, which is Michigan, there were areas in Michigan that got hit pretty hard in Michigan last night, and as far as I know, there haven't really been any casualties reported, especially around Portage area. That's a big area, suburb of Kalamazoo. I lived in Portage for 8 years, and then I ended up moving out to Bangor, Breetsville area. So, so I'm very, very familiar with Portage area. And then, if I remember correctly, they said that there was a tornado that was reported somewhere around Decatur and Dowagiac, and I believe there was a tornado that went right by Lawton as well, from what some people are saying. And then shortly after that, Portage was reported to be dealing with a tornado. So, yeah. And then there were a few other towns that got hit too, like Centerville, Collin, however you pronounce that town in St. Joe County. And then I believe they said that there was one reported out by Coldwater as well. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to look into that again. And then there were a few other areas that got hit with tornadoes too, and for that, I will say, everybody that was affected by the tornadoes that occurred in Michigan, my heart goes out to you guys big time. I can't imagine what people are going through right now. I would absolutely hate to lose my home like that in a storm like that. So, my heart aches for everybody that's dealing with it. It's not something I would ever wish to happen. And that's that, so. And like I said, Portage definitely took quite a bit of a hit from a tornado. That's probably one of the biggest areas in Michigan to get hit with a tornado yesterday, as far as I'm aware. I haven't heard anything about tornadoes being reported like around Detroit or Grand Rapids or anywhere around there, but Portage was probably the biggest town in Michigan to be hit with a tornado yesterday. So, you know, yeah, there was quite a few videos that I watched. This one video, yeah, of the tornado that happened in Portage. Uh, I don't remember if it was Storm Chasing Videos YouTube channel that posted the video. The video was originally recorded by Blake Naftel or however you say that dude's last name. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he recorded a tornado that happened in Kalamazoo in 1980. I could be wrong. I have watched his videos before, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he had a video showing a tornado that went through Kalamazoo in 1980. You know, how he managed to save that video for a while and then put it on YouTube, that is beyond me. But yeah, he was recording the tornado that hit Portage yesterday. He was driving down Westnedge, and let me tell you something. You know, I drive down South Westnedge and Portage quite often, you know, because there's a lot of stores down through there. The phone store that I work with, or man, I can't speak today. I apologize, but there's a phone store on that road that I usually go to pay my phone payments, which, you know, I'm with Metro by T-Mobile. So a lot of times that phone company isn't too bad, but, you know, especially where I live around Bangor, you know, their cell service is pretty good. Sometimes if we get a bad storm or if they're working on a nearby cell tower, then, yeah, things can get iffy here and there. But anyways, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to go off subject, but yeah, I go down South Westnedge quite often for many different things, like either to go run some errands or, you know, make a phone bill payment, or maybe to go eat out, because, you know, a lot of the good restaurants are on South Westnedge. But yeah, there was a video that I watched where a tornado was crossing South Westnedge, and it was insane to watch. Also pretty depressing too, because I never would have expected to see South Westnedge and a tornado in the same video, same video and same picture too. I will say that right now. You know, although I will say, you know, I know this sounds weird and all, but you know, a few years back, actually this was years ago. I think I was like 15 or 16. I don't remember. I had a dream that I was actually storm chasing in that same exact area. I was sitting in the parking lot of Home Depot and just sitting there watching a tornado as it's about to hit the area. And I think the reason why I had that dream was because not too long prior to that, there was a tornado video. I think it was in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, or somewhere. Yeah, it was Tuscaloosa. My bad. There was a video that somebody took of that tornado back in April 27th of 2011, where this dude, he's sitting in a mall parking lot in his car just watching this tornado go by, and he was super close to the tornado as well. And he recorded the tornado go as it was going by, and it did damage to the mall that he was sitting next to, and that's kind of the dream I had that was similar to that. Like I said, I think my dream pretty much came from that. But yeah, it amazes me how years ago I had a dream about a tornado going through the same exact area, and then earlier today I watched a YouTube video of a tornado going right through there. Not the exact same spot that I had a dream about where a tornado went through, but like, because the path that the tornado took, it was about a mile or so south. If I ain't mistaken, it went, I think, south of where Sam's Club is in that area, because I know Celery Flats got tore up pretty bad, and let me tell you, Celery Flats, that's where I went to have prom pictures taken. I went there both my junior and senior year, for prom pictures. Beautiful park, beautiful scenery. It's a park that lines up with some railroad tracks, and it's a very wooded area. Well, was a very wooded area. I'll have to check that area out. There was a video I watched, I think last night, about 3 or 4 hours after the tornado went through, where this guy visited that park, and there were trees down everywhere. Like the park just did not look the same, And then the railroad tracks that go right by that park, there were trees down all over the tracks. There was some power lines that were laying on the railroad tracks, and I think the guy said that trains weren't going to be going through there for a while. So, yeah, seeing that park get hit and all tore up, that definitely breaks my heart too, because, I have a lot of happy memories at that park, so it's sad, but, and then there was a FedEx facility that took a direct hit from that tornado, and that building definitely sustained a lot of damage, but thankfully nobody was hurt in that building. Actually, I don't think anybody got hurt from that tornado that hit Portage. I could be wrong. Maybe I haven't done enough research. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe somebody did get hurt, but who knows. But as far as I know from all the news stations that I've been listening to, like around Kalamazoo and Grand Rapids, they all say that so far no casualties have been reported. So for that, I am thankful for, thank the Lord above for that. I'm glad that so far there has been no casualties reported. At one point, I did hear somebody say that there were 2 people killed, but I tried looking into that, and I didn't see or hear anything more about that. That was just some dude on a Facebook page that said something. Maybe I need to look into that more. I don't know. I've tried doing as much research as I could, and like I said, so far I haven't heard anything about casualties or injuries or anything like that. Who knows? But what I will say, though, is, like I said, to anybody that lost their home in that tornado, my heart does ache pretty bad for people that had to go through that. I couldn't imagine losing my home like that. And just think, I mean, yeah, yesterday morning I did hear that there was supposed to be some severe weather in the area, but I did not think it was going to get as bad as it did yesterday. Like, honest to God, I did not think it was going to get that bad, but sure enough, it did. I was working in South Haven, working on a house. I work for a building contractor, and let me tell you, there were quite a few storms that went through South Haven. The first storm we had really wasn't that bad, but the second storm that came through was a little worse. Still not anywhere too bad, but I mean, just there were times where it did get a little crazy, but it wasn't too bad. But we were listening to a radio station, and this was a radio station that was based in St. Joseph, Benton Harbor area. 90 or no, my bad. 107.1, which is a rock station. I don't know why Berrien County and Cass County are a part of the Northern Indiana National Weather Service territory, but well, I guess I shouldn't say that. I guess I kind of know why they're a part of that territory, but we were listening to the radio, and there was a National Weather Service alert that came through. It came from Northern Indiana about a tornado warning that was in effect for, I think they said LaPorte County, Indiana, and then it mentioned Berrien County and Cass County, mostly southern Berrien County and southern Cass County at that point. But those areas were reported to have a tornado warning, and then about 20 minutes later, there was reports of some sort of rotation in the clouds. I think they said between Berrien Springs and Buchanan, kind of out in the Niles area. And I didn't hear too much more about that. I've been looking into that a bunch and didn't really hear anything more about that. So I'll definitely keep my eyes peeled for that research right there. But I do know not too long before there was that tornado that was reported west of Portage. Prior to that, I heard something about a tornado that was reported like somewhere around Decatur, Dowagiac area, and it was heading towards like eastern Van Buren County. And then, I put out an update on Facebook saying, hey, if you're in the eastern Van Buren County area or Cass County or anywhere around there, heads up, there's a tornado in that area. And then I also mentioned something along the lines of, Kalamazoo County, you guys might be next for a warning, so please be aware. And sure enough, about 15 minutes after I said something on Facebook about it, I get on Facebook again, and I follow this Facebook page. It's Michigan Storm Chasers, really good Facebook page. The people that run that Facebook page are usually pretty spot on about the weather that's going to happen and all that. They're good people. I've talked to some of the people that work for that Facebook group, and I've shared some pictures and videos that I've taken of weather, and while they've never shared any of that stuff, that I share with them. They do say thanks for sharing, and thank you for your weather reports and all that. But that's about it. But still, I mean, even then, that's good enough for me. But yeah, Michigan Storm Chasers Facebook page mentioned something about, there was a big tornado that was forming west of Portage, hitting Texas Corners area. And they said something about there were trees down all over the place south of Mattawan and over by Lawton as well. And I heard about a tornado forming west of Portage, and immediately I got on the phone with a bunch of people saying, hey, there's a tornado coming to Portage, well, to my friends and family that live in Portage anyways, I told them that, there was a tornado coming, and tried to get a hold of my best friend that lives in Portage, and she didn't answer. And then she tried calling me back about 30 minutes later, and I didn't realize she called me because, I had my phone on vibrate, and, I was busy taking other calls. But I got off the phone with one of my friends, and got on the phone with her, and, just listening to how she sounded, just, oh my gosh, she was freaking out, she was in her basement, she thought that her area was going to get hit. She told me at that point she had lost power, and, the tornado was reported to be not going over her. Thankfully, her area safe. Her and I used to live in the same neighborhood that she lived in, and thankfully, the tornado didn't go right through there, but the tornado went maybe a mile or so north of where she lived and took out power. And I stayed on the phone with her for probably about a good 5 minutes, talking to her, and then also talked with her mom for a bit on the phone too. And she's usually, her mom's usually pretty good about staying calm in situations like that, but you could tell in her voice she was panicking too. And I mean, she wasn't showing it, but you can tell that she was a bit panicked, which I can't say I blame her. You know what? I mean, situations like that, if I heard that there was a tornado like that in my area, and I was worried that something was going to happen to my home or my area, I'd probably freak out a bit too. You know what? It happens to a lot of us. We sit there and we think that we can handle situations a lot better than we do, and that ends up not being the case for a lot of people. People talk that they think they can handle certain situations just fine, and then that certain situation happens, and then they don't know what to do. And I mean, it, like I said, it happens to everybody out there, regardless if you know what it is or if you don't know what it is. You know what? I've recorded quite a few different storms. I've never actually recorded a tornado before. I've recorded many severe thunderstorms that have produced tornadoes, but I've never really recorded a tornado itself. As much as I would like to record a tornado one day, I mean, I definitely do not want to see a tornado hit an area that I'm familiar with. I mean, I hate to see tornadoes hit any type of highly populated areas, but I mean, even in rural areas. I mean, I feel for people that get hit by tornadoes, because, you know, whether you live in a populated area or not, I mean, it's not something I would wish to happen. So, you know, I definitely mean that 100%, you know, but thankfully they were okay. My best friend was okay. The tornado never hit her house and it never did damage to her neighborhood. But like I said, the tornado went about a mile or so north of where she lived, and the only thing that storm did in her area was take out power, but that was about it. Other than that, her and her family are safe, which I am thankful to the Lord above for that. Um, I also, my mom lives in Galesburg too, and I was absolutely worried for her because she lives in a trailer park, and I was super worried that a tornado was going to go right through her trailer park, which didn't happen. I mean, there was another trailer park, well, a few trailer parks, as far as I know, that were hit by tornadoes in that area, but the one that my mom lives in the Galesburg area, thankfully, it didn't hit her home, which I'm thankful for. But still, just situations like that, man. Like I said, I woke up yesterday morning thinking that yesterday was going to be a normal day, just recording regular thunderstorms, which ended up not being the case. So, sorry if I sound like I'm speaking gibberish. It's nighttime. Yeah, I had a long day at work, so, my apologies if I sound like I'm speaking gibberish, but, yeah, and then, like I said, as far as the other tornadoes, there were other tornadoes that were reported, like around Centerville, Colon, and a few other areas. So, yesterday was definitely an insane day as far as weather goes. But like what some people say these days, expect the unexpected. But then again, I mean, according to Michigan Storm Chasers Facebook page, they did say that tornadoes were possible for yesterday, and I kind of took it as, well, most of the tornadoes we get here in Michigan are super weak and only do like damage to trees and maybe tear down old barns, and that's about it. But like I said, the tornadoes that hit Portage, Colon, and a few other areas, that was not the case. Like, man. Now, I haven't recorded a whole lot of storm damage. Yesterday I was working all the way in South Haven. And I didn't want to get in the way of cleanup efforts either, because I understand people, a lot of roads were closed because people were trying to clean up the area, clear the roads, and help people in need, which is 100% respectable. I understand cops are just doing their jobs, helping people get things cleaned up, and you got people that may possibly be hurt that you know that rescuers are trying to get to, and sometimes they don't get to that person in time, and something ends up happening, which is sad. But like I said quite a few times, there hasn't been any reports of that in that area. So, yeah. But as far as the tornadoes that hit in other areas of Michigan, I mean, I don't know if the same thing is being said about those areas yet, like if anybody's been hurt, but like I said, no casualties so far, so, definitely thankful for that, you know. But, yeah, while I was working in South Haven yesterday, like I said, I recorded a lot of the thunderstorms that went through, and, there was quite a few weather, National Weather Service alerts that we got, We got a few of them from northern Indiana, and then there was a few that, from Grand Rapids that came through. We were getting National Weather Service alerts from two different areas. Like I said, the radio station we were listening to was located in northern Indiana's National Weather Service territory. So we were getting weather alerts from northern Indiana. And like I said, Berrien County, Cass County, St. Joe County, and I believe Branch County and Hillsdale County are kind of part of that National Weather Service alert territory as well. I could be wrong. I'll have to look online for that again, but I know as far as Grand Rapids National Weather Service alert territories, their alert system alerts people as far south as Van Buren to Jackson County, and then I believe as far north as Mason County to what's that county north of Isabella County? I'll have to look online. I can't remember, but it's been so long since I've been up that way, so I don't remember what county it was. I do not believe it's Midland County, but because Midland County's east of Isabella County, but yeah. So yeah, we received quite a few National Weather Service alerts, and let me tell you, I don't think I've ever heard so many alerts come through in one day. And it was alert after alert after alert. I've been recording storms for going on 10 years now, and let me tell you, I've never recorded a more crazier thunderstorm. Well, actually, I take that back. The storm we had in South Haven really wasn't all that bad, but the weather alerts that we received, they were coming through like crazy. So at that point, I already knew that we were up for something. But it was bad in some areas. I will say that right now. But and And then to top that off, just when I thought I was done hearing about tornadoes for the week, oh, there were tornadoes reported, I guess, in Tennessee today and possibly a few other states, which is also pretty sad because, I mean, Tennessee is my favorite state. I love Tennessee a lot, So, oh man, just when I thought I've heard enough weather drama, you know, first my home state gets hit with tornadoes, then my favorite state gets hit with tornadoes. Like, what the hell, As far as I know, there were, I don't know where all they said tornadoes were reported in Tennessee today. I think they said Clarksville had one, which, man, that town gets hit with so many tornadoes, man. It's not even freaking funny. Because if I ain't mistaken, I'm pretty sure they had a tornado that came through. I don't remember how many months ago now, but that day there were several tornadoes reported around like Nashville and as well, but Clarksville, I believe, got hit with a tornado today, and then I think they said Murfreesboro got hit as well, and a few other towns in Tennessee. I'll have to look again, but it's just crazy, areas around Nashville seem to be hotspot when it comes to tornadoes, I got a friend that's moving, or not really not my friend, but, one of my little sister's friends is moving to Tennessee in about a month or so, and not around Nashville, more like eastern Tennessee, like kind of out by Knoxville and Pigeon Forge, more into the mountains. So I don't think they get as many tornadoes in that area. I could be wrong, but there's been some talk of us going camping in Tennessee. I'm not 100% sure, but anyways, I'm not trying to jump into other subjects. But yeah, like I said, my little sister has a friend that's moving to Tennessee in about a month or so, once they're done with school. And, I absolutely love Tennessee, So and I also love Michigan too. Michigan, I've lived here my entire life. Michigan definitely has its beauties. Unfortunately, the cost of living here in Michigan has definitely gone up. That's for sure. But Tennessee, I believe they're a lot cheaper with cost of living, but yeah, like I said, first my home state gets hit with tornadoes, then my favorite state gets hit with tornadoes. Like, I tell you, this year just seems to be a crazy year for tornadoes, because it was late February here in Michigan. There were already tornadoes reported. And, I believe they said Mendon got hit with a tornado, and then I believe somewhere around Monroe, there was a tornado reported there. I'll have to check again. I forgot where else they said there were tornadoes reported, but yeah, just 2024 seems to be a year where, there's a lot of tornadoes, which is insane. But, oh crap, my phone battery's about to go dead. Hang on, let me go grab a charger real quick. Sorry about that. One sec. Bear with me, everybody. I'm trying. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah, I had a notification pop up on my phone screen that my battery was getting low. So, yeah. Holy crap! It's already almost 11:30. Wow. But yeah, like I said, the weather we had yesterday was absolutely crazy. I am super thankful that Bangor, Breedsville, and those areas didn't get hit. But, like I said, my heart aches for everybody that was affected by tornadoes that hit yesterday here in Michigan. I haven't recorded much of the tornado damage. I did take a few videos yesterday because I did actually try to go to Portage to check on my friends, and unfortunately I was unsuccessful because there was a lot of roads that were closed, and I actually, believe it or not, you guys might think I'm joking when I say this, but I had a friend that was actually sitting at the traffic light intersection of Center Street and Oakland Drive, where they said that the tornado came through, where the area was hit hard, and he was trying to deliver, I think, concrete chunks to a relative or somebody like that in the area, and he had the back of his truck loaded down, so I mean he had a lot of weight in his truck. But yeah, he said that the tornado came up right behind him, and thankfully didn't break all of his windows, but nor did it really move the truck much, but his windshield, I mean, even though his windshield was busted, it wasn't broken through. It was just shattered quite a bit, and his driver's side window didn't break, but all his other windows, except for his back window, those got busted. And then how he made it out of that without getting hurt is beyond me. But another thing that happened too is he had a topper on his truck, and the strong winds ripped the topper off of his truck, and like I said, busted out a bunch of his windows, popped a few of his tires. One of his tires had like a tiny hole, so it was a slow leak, but the other tire had like a big piece of stone hit the tire, and so the tire had a big hole in it. So yeah, and then there was a lot of damage done to the front end of his truck, and I think he said that his truck bed was damaged quite a bit. But thankfully, like I said, the back of his truck was weighed down with concrete blocks and concrete chunks and all that. So the tornado definitely didn't pick his truck up, but I don't think it would have done that either way, because I don't think the winds would have been strong enough to do that. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I'm no scientist, nor am I a weather expert, but like I said, my friend definitely had somebody watching over him. I was actually trying to get to him, and he lives up by Grand Rapids, kind of in the Door area. So I was going to try and pick him up and take him home, but like I said, I was unsuccessful. to get to him. Thankfully, one of his uncles took him home. His truck is still sitting there at that area where the tornado went over him. He's getting a tow truck to tow it back to his home tomorrow. He couldn't get a tow truck to tow it home yesterday because you couldn't really go through that area with a vehicle. So yeah, there's that. But man, definitely crazy. But yeah, as far as the damage I saw, I didn't really record a whole lot of it. I just recorded what I could. I drove down US 131 and I got to about where you get south of Center Street, and there were trees down along the highway. Like a lot of the trees were either knocked down completely or they had a bunch of broken branches, and there was a cell tower in that spot where one of the antennas were bent on it, and then there was a huge flagpole in that area too, where it looked like the tornado kind of ripped that apart a bunch, And then you would also look through there, there's two different power line companies that run through there. Consumers Energy, which Consumers Energy powers all of Portage and Kalamazoo. And then, there's Midwest Energy too. Midwest Energy's power lines were all over the place. Consumers Energy's power lines, they held up through that spot pretty well, which I'm amazed, because you look around and there were trees down everywhere. I'm surprised those poles even withstood the tornado. But yeah, definitely saw a bunch of tree damage there from the tornado. And then I tried to circle back around and go up 12th Street, but there were so many trees down to where you couldn't really pass through there. So I ended up turning around, going back towards Schoolcraft, getting back on 131 and just heading northbound through there. Didn't really record a bunch of the tornado damage when coming back through, because there was a state cop that was sitting alongside the highway, just watching people. Which I don't know why, I'm not trying to judge the cop for doing his job, but I don't know why the cop is more worried about what people are doing on the highway rather than helping people that need help getting things cleaned up. But, that's just my honest opinion about that. I'm not trying to judge the cop, because I get it. Maybe he was assigned to go there. Maybe the other cops told him to just, watch what people are doing, which, that's respectable. There were cops all over the place in Kalamazoo County yesterday, like around Portage, Schoolcraft, Kalamazoo, Oshtemo, Texas Corner. There were cops everywhere, There were even cops from other counties and other cities too that were coming in because, so many people needed help. Earlier when I was coming home from work, I saw a few different cop cars that weren't even from the area, like one from Mason County, which I believe is the county where Ludington and Pentwater are. And then, excuse me. There's another patrol car from another county. I forgot what county it was. I don't remember. Ottawa County. That's where it was. yeah, there were patrol cars from quite a few other counties that were patrolling Kalamazoo County and, helping people. So, yeah, you know, but, so far I don't think I've had any comments, nor people asking me questions, which, whatever. My channel doesn't really get a whole lot of attention, which is okay with me. I have nothing wrong with that. But I do plan on going back to Kalamazoo Portage area this coming weekend. Check out the damage. I gotta go that way anyways, because for one, I was gonna try and run to the Best Buy there in Portage, hopefully if it's open, and hopefully if that store did not get hit with the tornado, which I don't think it did, because like I said, the tornado went south of Sam's Club, so I don't think Best Buy got hit. So, I'm going there to go look at a camera, to record with, which if I do plan on going live again, hopefully the end of this coming weekend or sometime the beginning of next week. But another reason why I'm going to Portage as well is because I got to pass through there to get to Galesburg to see my mom, because Mother's Day is this coming Sunday, so I'm going to go spend time with my mom that day. But that's about it. I will try and keep my eyes open for any more updates. To anybody that's subscribed to my channel, I'll try and keep you guys posted on anything more that I hear about, like around Portage or anywhere around there. Definitely trying to keep my eyes open for more information that I come across. Like I said, my heart goes out to everybody affected by the tornadoes in Michigan yesterday, and my heart also goes out to everybody that was affected by the tornadoes that hit Tennessee and quite a few other states that were affected by tornadoes today. Praying for everybody involved. And yeah. Oh, excuse me again. Oh, man. I'm sorry, guys. That was uncalled for. I highly apologize about that, but I will try and go live again, hopefully, real soon, and kind of give out a little more of an update about the weather, and maybe try and talk about quite a few other things. So, anyways, I hope everybody's doing good tonight, whenever you're watching this. That's all I have to say. Thank you to everybody that watched. God bless you all. God bless those affected by the tornadoes. And that's that. You guys take care now.